You're watching Real Weatherman. This is your tropical update. Tropical Storm Blanca in the eastern Pacific is beginning to weaken now. Winds have come down to just 50 miles an hour, down from 60 earlier. The storm is beginning to move over some cooler waters, and there are some other factors in there that are causing that weakening as well. It's got about another 12 to 24 hours over water temperatures over 80 degrees. And then the entire storm is over those cooler sea surface temperatures. So I think we can put Blanca to bed by the end of the week. So in other news, we have the first day here of the Atlantic hurricane season as well as the Central Pacific hurricane season. There's the names for this season in the Atlantic. We've already used Anna. And next is Bill, Claudette, Danny, and so on. So I think our next potential area of tropical interest is when this front makes its way farther south and east, and then it starts to fall apart a little bit, and then it kind of collides with this area cluster of thunderstorms down here, and you can see on the models how this thing kind of develops. And then it gets very close to Miami, and then it fades away, but then it comes back to the south just a little bit, redevelops, and then basically makes a direct hit on the Florida Keys, and then it moves up along Florida's west coast, just off the coast, moves north, and by the time we get to Friday evening, so if we pause this at Friday at 6 o'clock, it's just off the coast of Tampa, and then it moves inland even further. So now let's take a look at how this will impact some very significant locations, very well-populated areas along Florida's coast. So over the weekend, the cyclone is approximately there as it moves inland over the Panhandle. So if you zoom in, we have Panama City there. And so in the city itself, you have the winds will be blowing out of the northeast. So Panama City, the winds will be offshore. Now, if you zoom in even further, though, and you go down to Panama City Beach specifically, you can see the winds coming out of the northeast push that water out of that little inlet or bay, whatever you want to call it, up against the shore. And keep in mind, regardless of whether this thing actually develops into a tropical cyclone or not, you will have very strong winds associated with the system, upwards of 40 to 50, maybe even gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So now if we take a look down at Tampa, you can see the storm will be just offshore. So you have those winds blowing from the south, pushing that water right into Tampa Bay and right into the city of Tampa, right along the shore there. And the same thing down in St. Petersburg and certain other suburbs of Tampa. And then as the storm starts to pull away, you'll see it lifting off to the north. And then you'll have that wind coming out of the west, pushing that water right into Clearwater. And all this will be taking place Friday to Saturday will be the peak time for the Tampa Metro. You go further down the coast, and we get to the Florida Keys, which are actually expected to get a direct hit out of this thing according to the models. So if you have the cyclone there, regardless of which side of the cyclone you're on, you're going to have that storm surge push. If you're to the right of it, you'll have it coming up from the south. If on the other side, you'll have it coming down from the north. The Florida Keys will be dealing with that Thursday and Friday, with the most significant portion of it Thursday night. And then if you go up the east coast up to Miami, the storm itself will be to the south of the metro, and the counterclockwise spin will push that water right into the city, leading to flooding potentially. And keep in mind, the city sits very close to sea level, and they will be dealing with those impacts possibly as early as tomorrow night. So that will do it for your tropical update. Please give the video a big thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video and you stay informed about what's going on.